Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. You know, I recently invented a golf ball that will automatically go in the hole if it's within 4 inches. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way not to put it in my back pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Thunder Road Vendetta from Restoration Games. In Thunder Road Vendetta from Restoration Games, 2 to 4 players take on the roles of cars as they attempt to drive and avoid things and hit things and shoot at things and be shot at and be slammed against and all sorts of bad things in this apocalyptic racing adventure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am late to the party on this one. This game has been out now for a few years. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the basics of gameplay and what I think. So basically, you're going to set out 3 track boards in the middle of the play area and some more in reserve. You're each going to get 3 cars. You're going to kind of have your command dial and then boards for your 3 different cards as well. Now, at the beginning of the game, you're all going to roll the die. You're going to have 4 die. You're going to roll them. And what you roll, that's set in stone. You can't play with the die, right? You got to leave those die alone because they are going to be very important for how you conduct the round. Now, one player with that die roll will be kind of the initiative player. They'll also roll the road die, which is the big gray die. And that will also allow you players to move extra if they remain completely on asphalt during their movement phase. But essentially, what you do then is, in player order, you take one of your die, you assign them to one of your car boards, and then that is going to allow you to move that number of spaces, all things being equal. But there are road hazards, so if you move into them, you may have to actually kind of roll a direction die and a motion die, which sends you in different directions. And you can also choose to slam into other cars by placing your car on top of it. Now, if you do slam into another car, you are going to roll the slam die and the direction die. The slam die will tell you which car, the top car or the bottom car, is affected, and then the direction die will show you which direction that car will move into. Now, the larger car in that slam can re-roll the dice. If the unfortunate car moves into a location where you're not allowed to go, it is eliminated. It may move under a helicopter, more on that. It'll be eliminated. So it can be very dangerous depending on where you are in the board if you slam. Now, as I say, if players remain on asphalt the whole time, they can move additional spaces depending on what was rolled on the road die. Now, after you've moved your car, you can shoot. If you have any car that is in the 3 spaces ahead of it, you can roll the shooting die. And if the shooting die letter, the M, L, or S, medium, large, small, if that matches the kind of car in front of you that you're shooting at, then that car will take a damage. Now, whenever you take damage, you're going to draw a damage tile. You're going to resolve whatever the action is on that damage tile, and then you're going to place it face down next to that car's board. Now, when a player has completed their car move, they can move their die down on their board to show that that car has moved. Now, as I say, you do have the 4th die, and you can use that to put on your command board as well. The command board lets you do different things. For instance, you can move some additional spaces with nitro. With drift, you can ignore the first slam that round. If you roll a 6, you can actually repair a car that has taken damage from some of the incidents that happen with the hazards or the slamming. But critically, too, you can also activate an airstrike. You can bring out your helicopter, and you can put it anywhere on the board. Now, when you put a helicopter behind a car, you can go ahead and roll the shooting dice, and if the letter on there, small, medium, or large, matches that car, then that car will take damage. Now, as players are advancing on the board, eventually they will get to the end of that third board. As soon as a player gets to the end of the third board, you essentially remove the last board on the table, and that board, any cars that are on that are immediately eliminated. Those boards then slide down, and you would put the fourth board out. You do that until you get to the fifth board. However, if ever one player is completely eliminated, you put the finish line tile at the end of the last board, and whoever is the first to make it to the finish line wins. Thunder Road Vendetta. We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, I am late to the party. This game's been out for a while now. And I'm kind of ashamed to say this is a game that my wife, then fiance, gave me in March of last year for my birthday. And I didn't get it to the table until very recently. I always wanted to, but I'm just so swamped with review copies. And so I finally got this one to the table. Ray came over one night, and he and Al and I played. Ray taught me the game. And it's one of those games, I'm kicking myself. It is such a fun game. It is, dare I say, stupidly fun, right? There are choices here, and these choices are consequential, but so much of the game is just about the die rolls, right? And it is so incredibly fun. You know, you want to shoot your enemies, not get shot by them. You want to advance them. It's a racing game. You're trying to see who's out in front, who is better making use of their die rolls as far as the movement points go. It's really good. It's really fun, and I pretty much covered the rules in this overview. There's a few other little things here and there. You can add a second dice. I think you can add up to 2 more dice to move 1 more point on some of your cars. This is good if you're down to 1 or 2 cars, right? So there's some really fun and interesting things in this game that are not real thinky or not terribly rules heavy. Like I say, your decisions matter. But it's not. This is not an intellectual game by any means. It is just super fun. It's dice rolling fun. It's carnage, and I'm really kind of kicking myself as I say that I took so long to get to the table. After I played it with Ray, I played it with my wife and her daughter. We played a couple of games together, and it was so funny because my wife's daughter just ate it up. She just loved this game, and Kim really liked it too, quite a bit. But it was so funny because this is one that my stepdaughter wants to buy now, right? Because she is super excited about this game. So, with the people I played it with, which are not many, but it's been a huge hit. It's super fun. It's great. It's tense. Wonderful dice rolling fun. And again, I'm just kicking myself I didn't play it sooner. I'm sure most of you have already played this game. But I'm going to go ahead on the Cody scale. This is a solid 8. I really have a lot of fun with this game. I know there's some expansions, and if I get more play with this, I could see this going up to a 9 at some point. It's stupid, but it is fun. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we'd ask you to please leave a comment here on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, on Twitter. Please subscribe to all of our social media. And it is very, very important to us. Please like and subscribe this video. That means a lot. We'd also ask you to check out my other YouTube channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about military history, books on history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please like and subscribe. Again, that would mean the world to me. And if you do really like what you see here on this channel, I would humbly ask you to click on the Super Thanks button and leave a tip. You know, my wife wanted a vacation, and I wanted a staycation, so we compromised. We had an altercation. Bottom car goes back 1.
Yikes! So the